So let's start with the obvious. Why an anime-themed food truck?
I've been into anime since I was a little kid. I grew up with it. Been watching anime since I was 5 years old. I used to do graphics, design, visual effects from 2003 to 2014, 2015. Chizuru, she's been cooking since she was a little kid. We basically been living together since 2001, and we just decided from a friend's recommendations, like, hey, why don't you guys look into food trucks? The first thing that came to mind is like, wouldn't it be awesome if we had an Itasha food truck? How cool would that be? So that's basically how the idea started, and it all started from one idea, and after that, ideas for like a similar or like a fitting style menu kind of developed, and we talked about what about this or what about that, and that's pretty much just got it rolling and went from there.
And what inspires the menu for Okamoto Kitchen?
The best way to describe it is the first thing that you really need to understand is who your audience is when you're doing any type of business. So as much as people say they love hardcore 100% gung-ho Japanese food, they really, the kids here, the people growing up here, they have American DNA. So you might like a lot of Japanese flavors, but we have to have like a balance of what is traditional Japanese and what's also appealing to our primary customer base. And that is like the essence of what we do. So we want to introduce people to Japanese flavors and ingredients, but we do so in a way that's very specific and almost familiar. For example, Okamoto curry, that's our leading dish, the katsu curry sandwich. Ofu style curry, the style of curry we make, is the first curry that was developed in Japan, and that was in the mid 1800s. And that was actually didn't come from Indian curry at all. It came from British beef stews, right? So that has a very, very hearty flavor and very American friendly. It has a very, very Western style palate. And that's why we chose dishes that would appeal to Americans but still be Japanese. We kind of like ran with that theme, and we could just do, chicken teriyaki or sushi or whatever tempura, but it's boring.
You want to give your own little twist to it.
You could go to a million places that has that, so like why would we do it? With the Nom Bomb or Nom Bomb, people look at it as just a chicken sandwich. They're like, okay, well, it's a chicken sandwich. Let me try it. If they like that flavor profile, maybe they're going to want to find out more about where that dish came from. And that's our goal, is to like really introduce people to like not the same stuff they can get at any Japanese, standard Japanese place, but like there's so much good Japanese food out there that people really, really don't know about. And I feel it's our goal to introduce them to like some of these flavors. So that's what we're doing.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the origin of your mascot, Haru-chan?
Sure. Well, Haru-chan was developed when we first started the business. Obviously, we decided that we wanted to do like a Itasha style food truck, and we love anime, so we figured we needed a character to represent our brand properly. And the thought of like service and Itashas and the anime community, I figured there'd be probably no better character than like a cute maid to represent what we're doing. And I talked to my friend who's a producer in Japan, and I told her, look, we need somebody. This is what we're doing right now. Need somebody awesome, and she's like, oh, I know just the guy. This guy works at Toei. He's an animation director there. He's been, he's incredible. He's really, really good. And he had a crack at it, and even just like the first roughs, I knew this is it. This is like the guy. And and we've been working together ever since. Takuya Saito, he's our original artist for the Haru-chan, the original Haru-chan for the first truck. This Haru-chan for the second truck is drawn by a different Saito, Azusa Saito, who is female, but she's an incredible, concept designer. She did the Chef Chizuru artwork, as well as the Haru-chan artwork for this truck, as well as a lot of the character designs for the anime.
Right now you have Haru-chan, and then we have Chef Chizuru, right?
Chef Chizuru, that's correct.
Who do you have over here, actually?
So that is Honey. That is our secondary mascot, and in the anime, Haru's dog that comes over. She basically is a stowaway and coming over here with her from Japan.
Oh, nice. So regarding opening new doors and everything, we understand that Okamoto does have a Kickstarter opening for an Okamoto anime, and right behind you, it's episode 0 for your webisode. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about that?
Sure. So, starting the business, we've always wanted to be involved in the anime scene, and not just through like a food truck, but eventually through like our own content. The content, which we actually wrote out the outlines for like all 12 episodes. We wrote it as like a first season. Episode 0 is a preface to what happens afterwards. But if for somebody that doesn't understand our brand or really doesn't know anything about like our character, I thought it was really important to focus episode 0 on Haru and her background and her story and what she likes and what type of person she is and what her values are. That's what's really important, and that's why rather than having like the story that comes after is like, who is this girl and what is she like, what makes her tick. So that was the primary focus. So whether it gets funded or not, which we really obviously hope it does, people are going to know her persona and maybe be able to relate to her in certain aspects. So as for the anime itself, eventually we're hoping to get it made. Kickstarter is our best hope at this point, because we're a very, very small business. We only started a few years ago. I guarantee you, if you liked episode 0, you're going to love the rest of it.
I'm sure a lot of people are going to want to see the rest of the cast of Okamoto Kitchen. You've got Haru-chan, and then we have Chef Shizu over here.
We have 5 or 6 food truck teams. And each one of them is their unique personas and how they do business and how they operate and what their kind of gimmick is to making money. And it's funny because essentially food trucks and the food truck business, everybody has their own shtick and their own gimmick. Yeah. Obviously, ours is more like a gimmick. It's more than a gimmick. It's who we are. We love anime, and we are the anime truck. We're not known for being anything else besides the anime or sometimes fighting game FGC truck, but that's who we are. It's established. People know that.
How big would you like to see Okamoto Kitchen grow, expand? How big of an empire? What are your goals for that?
So honestly, the goal for us, the next big thing is collaborations and content. So we want to focus on that, and through that, for example, if by some miracle, our Kickstarter got funded and we're able to get through to different groups outside of Los Angeles, and whether it's New York or Texas or Germany or France or that's the whole goal. Because through content, for example, let's say you lived in Germany and you just happened to see this one anime which had the history, an embellished history of how the Nom Bomb sandwich came to be, and then you realize that actually really existed and there is a real truck making that. Yeah. And then you had the opportunity to hear that your anime con was booking that truck or that booth, and you're going to be able to experience that thing that you only read about in the anime in real life. You'd be blown away. I would be blown away.
I've been in those situations, definitely. But do you guys have any closing statements for Okamoto Kitchen or for anybody who would like to try your food?
The main thing we want to say is thank you for watching us. Thank you for supporting us. We really appreciate it. It's without the fans and the people that have supported us this far, we wouldn't be where we are. And regardless, of what the future holds, we thank you very much for everything and all your support, and hope to be doing more in the future.
And thank you for feeding us at Anime Convention.
Absolutely. Always. It's our job.